All right, welcome back. Today we're working on the old C10 again. I think I'm gonna call this one the budget C10 because we're gonna do this project cheap as possible and get it looking as good as possible for the least amount of money. Maybe that's the way to put it. Anyway, this one's gonna be my rust repair video. We got a lot of rust repair to do. I think I showed you this in the last one. Right now we're working on this floor pan. I got a new piece over there, and this one here, I kind of outlined it in blue of where I'm planning to cut, and then I'm gonna cut it, and cutting it smaller than my patch piece, always a good idea, and see what happens. I've never done rust repair like this before, so so stick around. We're gonna cut the floorboard out and see what we can do. All right, we got the floor pan cut out. That's what it looks like. Light around here somewhere. All right, that's what it looks like. We got our inner rocker panel right here. That's all got to be fixed as well. So I got to get it all cleaned up and then start fitting the new one. It's really just a little bit of cut and measure and cut and measure and cut and just try to get the new one to fit in there. So yeah, it's gonna take a while, but that's all right. That's what we're doing. That's how we do rust repairs, a little at a time. So here we go. All right, so I got most of this floor pan cleaned up in here. We're gonna start measuring for the piece that goes in here. So I took the old piece, I stuck it on the new piece and patterned it. I'll show you that in just a second. But I'm gonna use a little trick. I got a sewing tape measure. I'm gonna measure the length of this side. Basically, because it's nice and flexible, I'm gonna come right up here to where this corner is, a round corner to that tangent. Right, that corner right there, and measure down the edge of this. Follow the curve as best as I can. Maybe I'll tuck it underneath. That's what I'll do. Tuck it underneath. Come on. I'm gonna do this without cutting myself. Measure down here. Come on. To the other end. And if you go like that, it follows the curve and everything. I am just shy of 24. All right, now we're gonna go over and measure our other piece and see if where I traced is close enough to. All right, so we took our old piece, this is the piece I cut out. I took that and I set it on top of the new piece here and I traced it. And hopefully it's right. I tried to line it up with the dents and everything like that with the bend here, but we don't know if it's exact, so took the measurement in there. I'm gonna do the same thing out here to try to see if I'm even close. And so from tangent of that one there, down here, trace this. In there it was almost 24. I'm only 23 and a half. So I'm not gonna cut that line. I'm gonna cut a little bigger than that line. Actually, I'm gonna set that back on here and measure it all out again and see if I get it right. Because I don't want this to be too small. That would be a lot of work. So, all right. So I did more work in there and I traced this out. I put a dotted line on it all the way around, and now it's time to cut it. So we're gonna cut this out, and yeah, could I be confident enough to cut my first line? Probably, but I'm not gonna screw it up. So I'm gonna cut the outside line. See how this goes. All right, we got it all cut out. I cut bigger than the line. So now let's go see if it fits in there. All right, set you guys right over here. Oh, take the muffs off. Let's see if she fits. See how well she fits anyway. Another glove on here. So technically that is goes underneath there. Okay. Alright, so we're too big as expected. And just looking at it, even my original line would have been a hair big, but on this end, okay, we are close enough. I think I'm actually going to cut it down to the original line. Yeah, I'm gonna cut it down to the original line, and I think I'll be really, really close. So this way, got some there. I mean, I could probably just push it in and weld it on top of the other one, which I don't want to do. I actually want to butt weld it in there, and I want to get this edge to tuck under properly. But we're getting places. I'm excited about this. So more cutting. I'll go do that and then come back. All right, so I cut most of my line. I left the top part up here. So I'm just gonna work it in here and see if I can figure out how it wants to fit. This thing here should tuck under here, but it's not tucking very well. So we're gonna slide that in there. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take my marker and make some lines over here. Kind of around the outside perimeter. So I can kind of figure out where I'm at. Pull that out of there. So on this side over here, I don't know if you can see this. So on this side over here, a little long there, really long down here. But if I got it to tuck under this side, it would probably get rid of most of this. Then at the top up here, where it's cut, it's right on, but then where it's not cut, I still got extra. And then this edge here was actually inside. Let's put this back over here. All right, so that's telling me is I need to do a little more work in here. I might have to cut more of this old metal. Actually, I'm not going to cut more of that old metal out. I am probably going to pound that up with a hammer. Yeah, so I'm going to continue working this. I think right here is where it's getting stuck, so I'm going to knock that up. Whew. Maybe not. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to keep massaging this and see if I can get it to work. I mean, it's every one of these floor pans that you do is going to be different. It's going to be unique. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this. Just kind of figuring it out as I go. But every floor pan is going to be different because it's going to be rusted out, and maybe a little bit more back here, maybe a little bit further up there. Maybe this will be rusted out. who knows? And so that you got to kind of fit them, custom fit them. So that's what I'm doing as I cut this and shape it, and I'm just whittling away at it real slow because I don't want to go too far and have to buy a new pan, because that wasn't terribly expensive, but by the time you pay for shipping, I don't want to buy another one. So I'm cheap enough that I don't like buying new parts. I'd rather have old parts, but this is one of those cases I bought new parts. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going on this and see what we can get done. All right, so I figured I'd better give you an update where we're at. A couple things. The plate that goes on top of the body mount, I made a new one. It's a little smaller than the original, but it's good enough. The original actually went up this piece here. I'm not worried about it though, because the floor pan is gonna go up that, so that'll capture that rigidity there. The other thing I did is down in here. Can you see it on camera? Right here. You can see it. All right. The other thing I did is right down here, I needed to get a filler piece. So, Cinnamon Toast Crunch for the win again. I made a template with my good old CAD paper. Popped it right in there. And then I went and cut it out of steel. And I look at that. Slides right in. So got a piece for the bottom. That one's ready to get welded in. I put a little angle on the top of it right here just to help with a little bit more rigidity. I'm gonna try to tie it into that with some weld if I'm lucky. But that gives me my body mount, something to hook back into this rocker panel. I also down in there I should be able to weave some weld in there. Not going to be pretty, but it'll be functional. So pieces there. Now what I haven't test fit is this piece here. I got the floor pan. I think I got it all trimmed up, ground out, ground the perimeter and everything. It should drop. Oh, it's hitting on that piece there. Quite there. So it'll work in here. That one takes a little bit, that floor pan there, it takes some persuasion. Gentle persuasion with a 10-pound sledge. Takes a little persuasion to get in, but it fits. Well, it used to fit. Anyway. Yeah, like I said, a little bit of persuasion. It'll go in. So it's almost 10 o'clock right now, so I'll be leaving this for another night. But tomorrow, I'm gonna start welding her up. Yeah, I gotta get it in here. See, it doesn't fit here, but it does fit. It's just a matter of getting it in place. So yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna be welding this up. So. All right, we're back at it. It's the next day. So I got this plate here, welded in. I gotta grind that out. I got all the plug welds on. And I got my plate down here. I got it all drilled up and clamped in there. It'll be, I'm gonna start welding it in here shortly. So a little more to do on that. I might put some screws in it just to help pinch a couple pieces together. But yeah, we're gonna start working and fitting this whole thing together and get it welded in. That's where we're at. So a little bit of grinding, a little bit of welding, but it's kind of more welding today. So here we go. Back to time lapse. All right, yeah, it's fit, it's set. Still working on the welding it in, but you know, my welds aren't the prettiest, but when you're going a quarter inch, maybe half inch at a time, they don't look pretty. That's what the grinder's for, right? Anyway, that's where we're at. That's the floor pan. So it's in there. Took a lot of time, but not completely done. I got a lot more welding to go, but it's getting late. I need to get to bed because I got work tomorrow. So yeah, well, floor pan is in. So I've got to do a bunch of work here. See, there's no little rib right here for the molding. So I got to get that all fixed up. I'll put a little piece in there. But other than that, that's about it. So it's probably all for this video. I'll do another video when I do the cab corner and the bedside. So that's where we're at. Thanks for watching.